Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Incompetent Nerds. I'm your host, Tank, along with the sexy voice of DeAngelo and my good-looking, funny, and fabulous friend, Marc. How's it going, gents?
Pretty good. Life is good.
Can't complain.
All right. So before we get into our topics, let's change a little things up. Let's talk about how our week went and what's current in our lives. If you guys don't mind sharing, you don't have to be too descriptive. Just more like things over here and there, like new opportunities, new gigs, new maybe projects you're doing at home or in your life.
Sure. I'll go first. I'm open mic spot that I'm a frequenter of, the New York Bagel Cafe in Sherman Oaks. Tuesday nights is the open mic if anybody out there is a comic. But I'm going to be producing the show there, so it's going to be my first time producing. I'm pretty excited. I feel like it's a pretty good next step in comedy. But I also am going to be in the World Series of Comedy, representing the hometown, Santa Clarita.
Yeah.
At the Santa Clarita Comedy Club next Wednesday. I will get the live voting details up and over to you guys, so you can put the link in the description and vote for me next Wednesday at, what will it be? It will be 7 p.m. Pacific time, so it'll be 9 p.m. What is it? Mountain time? Not Mountain time. Midwestern time?
Midwest. No, Central.
Central. That's what it is. And 10 Eastern. But other than that, yeah, that's about it. And there will be some comedy clips coming soon. That's all I'll say.
Yay!
There we go. Hey,
that's what I want to hear. So I would definitely get this video, audio posted up Tuesday or maybe Monday, beginning of the week, so people could just prepare and get your calendar set. And people, we gotta vote for our boy Marc.
Exactly. I can't wait to see the video clips too.
Oh yeah. What about you, D?
I'm excited to share.
Oh, my bad. You can go ahead and finish, Marc.
That's right. Talk your shit, Marc. All right.
I said I'm excited to share with you guys. That's it. Go ahead, D.
All right. Well, nothing's going on pretty much with me. Let's see. I was an apprentice 6 months back, and my first project was they wanted me to manage a team, and I'm like, dude, I never fucking managed shit in my whole life. I can't even manage my damn self, but they had me manage. And from all of the feedback that I got from my entire team, everybody said that was the best fucking manager they ever had.
Nice.
So that's just, yeah.
It's like
I don't know how, but
it's like the saying go, the people who are best at leaderships are the people who don't want it.
Oh, I like that.
I think that is true.
It's probably true, yeah.
It's like the person who's best for that leadership role is a person who don't want said leadership role. And that's due because of, you could say that maybe throughout their lifetime they just had horrible leaders and learned from those same mistakes, but never wanted to be in that position due to job descriptions, meetings, things of that nature. But something you coming from there, from let's say an employee to manager, I feel like you have a sense of the employees and understand where they're coming from with issues because you've been through it. And by going to manager role without wanting that role, but yet you got it, you can still have a sense of, okay, I know how this person feels with this, and that. Let me go ahead and let me help this person out. Let me go through this meeting real quick and make my statements about said project / personnel you need to talk about, things of that nature.
Oh, I think you definitely hit it right on the head because, of course, I didn't want the role, but I didn't want to be like that manager that's like a fucking asshole. I hate those type of managers. Managers you hate working under. Yeah. So I'll just kind of let the team just kind of feel free to just ask questions, or if they need support, just let me know, and then I'll just try to make it happen the best way I can. And yeah, so it worked out.
Wow. Well, hold on. Let me give you a
pat on the back.
All right. What about you, Tank? What's new in your world?
Nothing really major. Just what you call it? I'm just worried about a couple things. But things that I'm working on is I just started a coding class because one project I really, really love on doing is using the Incompetent Nerds brand on developing our very first app.
Oh, that's super cool.
Ooh.
So right now, this is not something that's gonna come out next year. It's not something that come out in the next few months. This is a possibility in a few, who knows when. But I want to go ahead and develop an app and then slap the Incompetent Nerds on there and be like, this is an app we just dropped.
Oh, that's super cool.
So the
I
app.
could actually help with that too.
Oh, thanks, bro. I'm thinking of doing just like at first iPhone, since I do have uh Apple computer and I'm learning Swift.
Ooh.
Don't worry, Mark. You're gonna once we make our once we make our first $1,000, I'll get you an iPhone as a gift on the company.
I thought you were gonna be like, then we'll put in the Google Play Store.
I'll get you the Chinese brand iPhone where it looks like Apple but it's straight Android.
Interesting.
Oh,
When it has three
yeah.
cameras but it's only one working camera, the other two are just there.
Yep.
Are just there.
They're
That's
just
funny.
glass lenses that don't do anything. But yeah, I just want to get that going, and once I get my head wrapped around that, then possibly move forward and release a version for Android as well, because we have viewers on when it comes to mobile phones. I know we have viewers on both ends of the spectrum.
That's true.
Sure. But why don't we jump into our topic? What's our topic for today, D?
All right, we're gonna talk about some childhood cartoons. So, at first, I wanted to kind of rank them, but I was like, "Oh, this will take way too long if we rank like the top 10." But
Yeah.
I just want to talk about childhood cartoons, go from there, or childhood sitcoms, and let's discuss it because. All right, so I have some theories about certain cartoons and how they're related to like real shows. So I'm just gonna hold back and just leave it to y'all. I'll let one of y'all kick it off.
I'll go ahead and kick it off first, but I would like to say is towards the end of this, we could do a lightning round of our top 10. Just a straight lightning round. Nobody gets more than 10 seconds.
No explanation needed.
Yeah.
Okay, that works.
So I'll kick it off. Favorite cartoons growing up was. Do you remember? Crap, what was it called? I think it was like Sonic Rock Stars or something like that. When they're with their rock band. With their rock
I know
band
exactly.
going around.
Yeah.
Sonic. I've never heard of this.
Hold on, Sonic the Hedgehog's card.
And what channel was it on?
To be honest, I don't remember. But there was they used to show it in the morning on channel 26. What's that? The U, right? Is it?
Is it the Chicago channel? Is that what you're talking about?
Not WGN. WGN is the Chicago one. Sonic Underground. That's what it was called. It was released in 1999. It makes sense. It was released in 1999, and I remember waking up before school because I remember they used to play this, and I want to say it was either channel 50, which was the U. No, which was what was it called? UPN, right? D.
Yeah.
And then, or it could have been channel 26, which was the U, and I think that was like W
something.
Yeah, it was like WGCU or something like that. So Sonic Undergrounds was one of them, and I used to watch them a lot. Every morning for school, that was one of my cartoons I used to catch before going to school. Another one, remember Mummy's Alive?
Yes, Mommy's Alive. Do you know about that one, Mark?
I do not. You guys, maybe we missed each other by a few years on these cartoons.
Don't worry, I'll name a couple. With Mummy's Alive, I didn't know this, but they only had one season.
Yep.
Didn't know that. A couple other cartoons I used to watch religiously. Sonic, Mummy's Alive before they stopped. I I remember Fox Kids used to have a Mega Man cartoon, but that was like one of their first shows, and it pissed me off because I couldn't catch it every now and then. And I remember
So,
watching, but when I went back to watch it, it was so corny. I was like, I'm done.
so why did you like those shows? Talking about being corny.
So, let me see. I'm about to look up Fox Kids. I used to watch Fox Kids a lot, but I remember watching just for Sonic Underground. I don't know what it was, but it was the first thing I would wake up. I'll get ready for school. This was during when I was going my later years in elementary. I used to always eat my bowl of cereal and watch this in our kitchen. My mother used to have a small TV, and I was glued to that TV, watching Sonic Underground, eating a bowl of cereal before I had to leave the house. And that was something I just watched every day, and it was interesting to me, especially that it was a freaking rock band.
Hmm.
And I remember growing up, I never listened to rock, so this was something like eye opening to me growing up.
Yeah. So it was like a new something your brain wasn't exposed to before.
Exactly. So like listening to rock, I think they were mostly like surrounding around rock and metal and things like that, but not like too hardcore metal, not like heavy metal. It was just straight like I want to say they kind of like themed themselves around straight 80s metal. So some uh like some Kiss, some Metallica, some like top metal bands during the 80s, and that's what they kind of revolved around.
Yeah.
One things you guys are not gonna like possibly is I wasn't a big fan of the Spider-Man animated series nor the Batman one.
Yeah.
All right. You're not losing any friends here.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
I didn't really.
I mean, I watched
for
it, but
it.
it wasn't like my favorite thing.
Oh yeah,
It was just something that kind of passed the time. So yeah,
Yeah.
I get that.
one show I did like was Animaniacs.
That was a good show.
That was
a
my
good show.
shit.
Oh yeah, especially as a kid. Now as an adult, and me and my sister were rewatching it, and it was funny as hell that a lot of the jokes they had in there, a lot of innuendos in there, and like as a child, it just flies over your head.
Of
But
course.
we're rewatching it, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck? I'm like, yo, Wacko's really fucking Wacko. Wacko, what was it? Wacko, Yakko, and Dot.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo,
But it's
these.
things where it's like you don't even think about it.
Oh no.
Like you you don't even remember the context because you were just so like into the story. You know the weird thing about
Right.
cartoons is like you remember watching them and you remember the stories, but you couldn't ever like you couldn't tell an episode to me right now. But if you watched it, you're like, oh, I remember this episode.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that is so true.
And
I guess it just muscle memory or something like that. You know?
Yeah,
I
it's
just
just-
remember certain
It's in your
events until you
subconscious
see
for
it.
sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely in there. But one cartoon that a lot of cartoons growing up, I didn't really laugh at the jokes or at the humor as a kid, and it wasn't because I was just like I had no sense of humor. But one cartoon that always made me fucking laugh was Tom and Jerry.
Tom and Jerry is pretty solid.
Like
Tom and Jerry,
That's a
classic.
it's like from the old school races days all the way to like I want to say
Yep.
to like 30s or not the 30s when they started like
It's still
around.
on.
What happened?
It's still on. They brought it back like a couple times. My good buddy is a writer on it.
Oh wow!
Oh wow. Oh
Yeah,
shit.
now it's kind of funny. Now they're trying to do like non-violent things. They can't influence children.
Oh come on!
Like,
That's not
they're
Tom
doing
and
a lot-
Jerry.
I know they're doing a lot of rewrites with like older themes and stuff, but it's not being well received by fans.
Oh, of course. It's so Tom and Jerry first released in 1940 and then stopped at 1967. Then they had that movie and a couple like shows here and there. But like the old school version, just the original old school from 40s to 60s with races in the windows, the smoking, the violence, the humor. That's why just everything about those, it just made me fucking laugh. One of my favorite episodes is the piano episode where Tom is a pianist.
A pianist.
It's that episode, and fucking Jerry is living in the piano, and I just love the way they just interact. That's like one of my favorite episodes. And then the voices, I just love how they weren't voiced. The only thing there was just the screaming, the hollering, and sometimes here and there like the super deep voice that come out of their mouths.
Sound effect.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
and I go back. Like, if I were to go back and watch it, I would definitely go back and watch this shit. It was by far one of my favorite cartoons growing up. And when Cartoon Network used to have marathons and they pushed Tom and Jerry marathon, it was perfect timing. It was it was close to summer. I was still in school. Summer break is around the corner. I get sick bad. And
like late springtime.
Oh yes. And it's perfect timing. I'm sick. I'm home. And Cartoon Network just had a fucking Tom and Jerry marathon. Perfect. All I'm doing is laying in my living room couch with my blanket and pillow, big old cup of water, playing Tom and Jerry the whole day. While my brother and sister are in school, mad as hell. And all I'm doing is just laying down, watching that while my mother's making me soup and giving me medicine. Best memory of my childhood.
Wow. You didn't even put that in the childhood memory episode. That's like that was a deep dive.
That was because we're talking about cartoons, and to be honest, like childhood memories, dude, it's a bunch of things that happen that you remember, but this is like by far one of my favorite memories is watching kids. And plus, what's somebody's favorite childhood memory when they're sick?
That's true.
But by far, this was one of my best, I would say, childhood sick memories. Where all I did was just lay down, sick as a dog, watching Tom and Jerry, and then having a giggle here and there.
Yeah. And then the giggle was like from a cough, and then...
Oh, yeah. It was like...
you were like so mad.
Or just having a pain in your chest or your throat. Oh,
Yeah.
Or you gave yourself a fucking headache.
But you obviously were not. You're not gonna laugh.
Oh right. Yeah.
I'm glad we're talking about this because you're really bringing me back to my childhood now. Yeah. I had a pretty cool childhood.
What about you, D? What are yours?
All right. So, well, we didn't have cable much when I was a little kid, but one cartoon I used to watch religiously every day was Rugrats.
Oh,
that is my
love
shit.
it. Love it.
But, however,
Rugrats.
Yeah, it's one of the best fucking shows. However, I think that Tommy, Phil, and Lil are sociopaths.
Whoa! Why?
I can see that.
Yeah.
I can definitely see that.
Name a time that Tommy, Phil, and Lil was scared of something. Name one time.
Well. Tommy was the brave one, but Phil, what was it? Phil and Lil, they were. I think they were fearful at times, but when Tommy was like, "No, we gotta we gotta fight, gotta do something," they kind of like bust out their fucking bravery and shit, while Chucky was still cowering in the corner.
I don't know.
If you look at it,
motherfuckers don't have no emotions. Chucky, the only one with emotions.
But if you look at it. Like Tommy lucky they had Phil and Lil as best friends because when shit hit the fan, who was ready to go ahead and throw them hands?
That's true. Lil for sure.
Definitely Lil. Yeah, she was
Lil
ready.
was with the shit.
Yeah. But having Phil and Lil right there, it was helpful.
Yeah, but I wouldn't call Tommy brave though, because bravery is when you're scared of something and then you overcome it. That's pretty much what bravery is.
Courageous.
Okay, yeah, there we go. But I just feel like they don't have any type of emotion. Like Chucky's the only one with like a full range of emotions. on like the entire show. Damn near, it's only like him and Susie, but everybody else they just like have this one personality, this one feeling. They just like, yeah, let's do some fucked up shit. Yeah.
I was gonna say that. I'm like, yeah, feeling a little this fucked up shit. I want to say maybe each kid represented an emotion.
Yeah, have you ever heard that like that
Conspiracy
that
theory.
it's not yeah, or like fan theory.
Yeah, the fan theory with it all connects. It's all about Angelica and how each child is different in her
Right.
head.
And they all die. I forgot what it was. Now I'm looking it up. I'm looking it up.
Yeah, that all of
Repeat.
those kids were dead or something like that.
No, it was
Yeah.
the fact. What was it?
The Rugrats were really a figment of Angela's demonic and unimaginable
Yep.
imagination. Chucky died in 1986 along with his mother. That's why Chaz is a nervous wreck. Tommy was born in 1988, but he was a stillborn. That's why Stu is constantly in the basement making toys for his son who never had a chance to live. The DeVilles had an abortion in 1990. Angelica couldn't figure out whether it would be a boy or a girl, thus creating the twins.
Yep.
And then, yeah, so that accounts for all of them. And then
The My
it says,
Stacy
as
doll
for
was a
all
representation of her mother.
which one?
I think it was like the My Stacy. The what was it called? The My Stacy doll, right? Her toy.
I don't know.
I think that was like.
Oh,
No.
Cynthia was her toy.
Cynthia, there you go. I'm thinking
Yep.
of something else. I'm thinking of Simpsons.
Ah,
Oh,
okay.
yeah, Cynthia. Or
Cynthia is the toy.
whatever you said. Yeah. And then it says, as for the all grown up, the teenage Angelica becomes addicted to various narcotics, which further aggravated her schizophrenia, bringing her back to childhood and thus creating the creation she obsessed over. Wow, that's intense.
Yeah.
And what
Go
was
ahead.
the her friend? Fuck, what was her name?
Who? There's-
Susie.
Susie. And
Yeah.
then Mark, look for the Susie. I think if I'm not mistaken, Susie was the psychiatrist. That's why she was always that's what she was telling Angelica, no, don't do this, don't do that. Like I want to say it was
Susie was actually Angelica's only friend who entertained the thought of Angelica's
Oh, yeah.
creation for her sake. Angelica spent the last days of her life in the back of a school cafeteria, imagining friends around her and playing with the lives of her creation.
Whoa. I have
like-
another fan theory about Rugrats, but go ahead,
Go.
Mark.
No, this is it. It's kind of sad. It just says Susie helps arrange her funeral, but because of her addictions and mental state. But let's hear yours.
All right, so have y'all seen the show Power?
No.
the 50 cents.
Yeah.
No.
Fuck. The theory won't make sense. All right, so they have a Tommy on the show Power, so the audience will know what I'm talking about. All right, so Tommy from the show Power is pretty much a damn well, he's more pretty much a psychopath, and he's also pretty much a serial killer.
Oh,
And-
he's white, right? And then
Yeah,
the
he's the white
other guys
guy.
are. Yeah, okay, yeah.
And then they have another guy named Ghost, which he does like all of the operational like drug shit and criminal mastermind type shit. So
Mhm.
I have a correlation between Rugrats and Power.
Oh,
All
my.
right. So Tommy, as I was saying before, is a goddamn sociopath or psychopath. He's been like that ever since he was a goddamn kid. And point made. All right, so in the Rugrats movie, Tommy was jealous of his little brother getting all of the attention, so he was going to put banana baby food on him so the monkeys could like tear him apart and eat him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's no, go ahead.
Wait, is that when the Rugrats movie is when they go to Paris, right?
No, that's the second movie. The first one is their first Rugrats the movie. That's the when Dill first enters the picture. The brother,
Yep.
Tommy's little brother.
Got it.
Yeah, so Tommy tried to kill his little brother, which kind of shows what type of person Tommy was going to be as an adult, according to my theory. All right, so in Power, Tommy is the actual Tommy from the Rugrats. And Ghost, which is the black character that's the mastermind, he is Susie's brother. And why do you think that they call him Ghost? Because in Rugrats, Susie's siblings were never shown on the show, which is why his nickname is Ghost. Boom.
You thought about this a lot, didn't you?
Yes.
I like it.
Wait,
And
did Susie have siblings?
Yes. She has like 3 or 4 siblings with 2 brothers and I think a sister or something like that.
You should write this out, and I'll edit it. We see if we can get it published. It'll be the
How Rugrats and Power are connected. But wait, is Tommy Jewish? In Power?
Yes. Wait, no, I'm not sure.
Because Tommy in Rugrats, his father and mother are Jewish, or I think his mother's Jewish.
That's the one thing I can't confirm from the show. But he might be. I think that Rugrats are just a grown-up Power.
Dude, you're gonna have a bunch of 90s kids gonna be like, wait a minute, I'm gonna have to double check this shit.
Wait a minute. What other ones, D? What other shows?
All right, Animaniacs for me too. And it was fuck, I forgot the name. It's basically like Tiny Toons or some shit.
I remember Tiny Toons.
Tiny Toons was cool.
Yeah. I used to fucking love that show. But
I
I was
was
pretty
into like a game.
I'm not sure. They probably did.
That was like one of the first games that was like on. It was. You guys didn't play the Tiny Toons adventure game?
No, but I heard about it. Was it on like a PlayStation or something like that?
No, it was on like it was on like Nintendo, but it was in like arcades and stuff.
Nah.
It was like kind of like Mario Brothers.
Oh shit.
Oh no.
Yeah, I never played it. I haven't heard of it either.
Let's see. I like Tiny Toons. That was like that's the Rugrats of Toontown, right?
Yeah, that is pretty much. Yeah, it's kind of pretty much a correlation. Yeah.
I like that.
And my final one was, since I didn't have cable most of my childhood, was Clifford the Big Red Dog. Was so
I love Clifford, dude. Clifford's so underrated.
Right. It's such a good fucking cartoon. Shout out to Clifford.
By the
throw that out.
For me, by the time Clifford started coming out, I was transitioning over to other cartoons and other TV shows. So Clifford wasn't really big for me, and I only did about a year with Arthur, and that was it. I love Arthur, but
Arthur was my go-to, and Doug was my go-to for
I
like
hated Doug.
coming of age stuff. You hated Doug,
dude. I
love
hated Doug. I hated when it came on.
I love that he was so white that they literally had to draw every other character a different shade.
Yeah.
Even when I was little, I was like, I'm that white, like, and everybody else is not.
Right.
It makes sense to me.
Oh Lord.
Oh, I used to fucking love Doug because it just kind of reminds you just how high school and just those type of years were. Patty Mayonnaise, his love. Yeah.
When you were little, you thought that that was what high school or like middle school was gonna be like, and like Arthur was just like a 10-year-old kid like running around the streets in New York just like cash.
Right. Yeah, but that Arthur, it definitely showed a time where it's like I feel like the parents, they trusted their kids. Well, they just thought that the world was a lot safer. So then the kid could pretty much just go out on their bike and go to their friend's house and just come back before the lights come on, street lights and stuff like that.
I like that, but I perceived it a little differently. I perceived it as like his grandparents didn't have like the energy to like keep track of him, so they just let him like kind of do what he wants, and he just grew up like that, so he wasn't bad, but he just like had that ability because he didn't have his parents.
Yeah. Damn, that was a good ass cartoon.
Man, like when you think about the family, it's just like gets you so emotional.
Yeah.
D, have you heard the common conspiracy about Clifford?
No, what is it?
So that the idea, so that Clifford's pretty old. Like he's been brought back a few times, but he's a communist. That's why he's red. So that the Rush, the Russians essentially made Clifford the Big Red Dog to like brainwash like American children. That was like the original
Oh, shit.
conspiracy theory.
Fuck, it could be true. Fuck it. You know?
I don't necessarily think I prescribe to it though, because like he's just a cool guy. He's just a cool dog.
Yeah. And he was a good dog. It wasn't like he did fucked up shit.
Yeah, and they were books too. So I feel like you're gonna go. I don't know. It feels like Norman Birdwell went through a lot of effort to do that, if that is in fact the case.
Yeah. But I just feel like we just think that everything is propaganda at this given point.
Right. Yeah. It's like everybody needs to have a. What is it? Everything needs to have an explanation.
Right. Well, sometimes things are just what they really are, you know?
Exactly. I agree.
Yeah, but yeah. All right, what about like childhood sitcoms or just shows in general? Like for me, Power Rangers and iCarly were like my go-tos.
You watched iCarly?
That's my shit. That's the greatest show of all time.
It's a pretty good show.
I never even watched an episode of iCarly.
I watched it a little farther than I should have, but like I'm gonna
Same.
agree with D. Drake and Josh was pretty cool because it was like two brothers like coming of age, and they lived in San Diego and they did like cool California things. So I resonated with that a little bit.
Yeah.
For me, it'll be the original Power Rangers all the way to Power Rangers Space. So it was Power Rangers, Power Rangers Ninja, right?
Yep.
And then Power Rangers Space, Power Rangers Turbo, Power Rangers in Space. And then when the new Power Ranger, like Power Ranger Galaxy, never fucking bothered with that one. It was just like seeing the original cast pass the mantle onto the new cast going on. And then when they did that whole flip and nobody had no connection to space, it was like, I'm fucking done. Another show as a kid that I watched that was live action. Wishbone.
What's Wishbone?
What's Wishbone? Yeah, I never heard of that.
Oh my god, is it Wish? Hold on. Let me see if I can find the official name. It was a PBS show.
PBS shows are always legit. Side note.
Yep,
That's like,
Wishbone. It's Wishbone the dog on PBS. It was a live action show I really enjoyed. This is why I was so into history. It was about this dog that will go through historical moments and play certain roles. And bro, it was one hilarious and two just great history. Just a great way to learn history. Like, look at the little thing, right? Okay, I just looked it up, and it goes, clever and adventurous Wishbone the Jack Russell Terrier can do just about anything. Wishbone brings classic literature to life and imagines himself as the live-action hero in each tale. Friends and viewers join him in stories such as Romeo and Juliet, Frankenstein, and Treasure Island. Dude, he was put in a lot of things, and not just, like, literature, but also some historical moments. I think he was, like... He portrayed a soldier, soldier in the colonial army, then the American Revolution. He did.
Hold on, we're talking about fire PBS shows that teach you about reading and literature. You gotta talk about Between the Lions.
Oh, that was the shit.
That was so good, dude. I feel like I learned so much about like English from that show.
Yeah, shout out to PBS. They are fucking. We need to be sponsored by PBS. I want to throw that out there. Just throw that in the
Sponsored
universe.
They're not. It's public broadcasting.
Exactly. We can't get
They don't
sponsored.
have money.
We give them money.
Them.
Fuck it, we'll give them money and then they'll post us on their shit. Fuck it, let's go.
Yeah, that's how it happens. Like, they get funded through government funding and viewers, sponsorships from left, right, center. Corporations and things like that. But man, I don't remember what was the show again? Between the what?
Between the Lions.
Oh, the Lions. I thought you said Between the Lines. I don't remember that show. But yeah, I remember watching Wishbone and Power Rangers. Those like the only two that really stuck out. People will hate me when I say I didn't care for Saved by the Bell or Boy Meets World. I have friends that just look at me weird, like, you really didn't watch these shows? These were great shows. I usually tell them, fuck off. Because I didn't really care for those shows. I was like, what, 8, 9 years old, watching a bunch of dumbass kids in high school look for drama and all this. I didn't care for this. I was like, throw on some motherfucking Ninja Turtles or give me something else.
Here's the thing. We're gonna debunk this right now because I definitely know those people you're talking about, and I see how you feel, and I also see how they feel, because when I watched it as reruns, but obviously when we watch it for the first time, it's like new.
Yeah.
But I think the reason people like Boy Meets World is because they started showing reruns on Disney Channel when it was like after school time, at least here in California. So like 3 o'clock, like right when you get home from school, have a snack or whatever. 4, like 5 o'clock, while you're watching TV and like not doing homework, it was like ABC Family had like Full House and Saved by the Bell, and then Disney Channel had like Boy Meets World, and all these shows that we watched. And they played it like chronologically, right? So like you would see the pilot, and then you would literally watch all the way to the season finale, like each day, and then it would restart. So you literally could watch it like in a year. You could watch the whole series a couple times.
Yeah.
It was all kids like we talked about when we were like little, but I can see why people like it, and I can see why people don't like it too.
Yeah, I never really cared for it.
Yeah, I used to watch Saved by the Bell religiously with my sister, and yeah, like you just said, it'll go from like the first season all the way on, even though it didn't come out when I was watching it, because I was young as fuck. But yeah, but we watched it, and me and my sister enjoyed that show, but I never really watched Boy Meets World. I guess I was just at a different point in my life as a teenager where it just wasn't really, I don't know, it really didn't attract me,
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so lightning round.
Sure, let's do lightning round.
All right, lightning.
You're first.
All right, lightning round for okay, top 10.
Top 10. Doesn't have to be cartoons, just TV shows from your childhood that you are no longer available or you can no longer watch.
Okay. Off the top, Saved by the Bell. Different World. Oh, Rocket Power.
Respect. We got riders on a kids and acting.
Yeah.
Y'all ever played the PlayStation game that was like
Of course.
it was a spin-off to Tony Hawk Pro Skater?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Communist if you never played that game.
Oh god.
No, I'm joking. But let's see. 10, 9, 8. So I'm at 7 right now. So I'm gonna go with, let's see. What did he say? Rocket Power. I Am Babu. Powerpuff Girls.
Yes.
We're gonna go. Hell yeah. Jimmy Neutron. Dexter's Laboratory. Power Rangers. Let's see. 2 more. Around. Tiny Toons, and I'm gonna go with Freakazoid.
Freakazoid! Holy shit! I forgot about that.
Freakazoid was fire.
Oh my god! It was way ahead of its time too. It was like it was literally. Oh Oh fuck,
It was a
man.
decade ahead of its time. An entire decade ahead.
Dude, it kind of reminded me of a better version of The Mask, but
Yeah.
less like, oh god. God
Yeah, it was legendary.
damn it. Me and my guys in college used to do Freakazoid quotes from time to time. Because I remember watching as a kid. Then when I went to college, totally forgot about it. Went to college, they would bring up some shit about it. I was like, what the hell? And they'll tell me. I was like, oh shit. I'm watching clips on YouTube or trying to find where else I could watch it. And I remember back in the day, you could watch a whole TV show on YouTube. And I remember watching like some episodes, and we would just, oh man, fucking Freakazoid.
Yeah, it's a really good cartoon. If anybody has never seen it, I definitely recommend it. Go on YouTube and check it out. It was really, really good.
Is the whole series on there? Like, can I watch the whole thing?
I doubt it. It'd probably be like,
It's probably clips or something. I never
you probably
really
get
went on
clips,
YouTube.
but not like a whole episode from here and there.
All right, I'm still ranking Tank, so you gotta go next.
All right, cool. This is as we were talking, I did my list. Apparently, I just went straight to. I'm sticking just straight to cartoons. So top 10 cartoons in no particular order. Nobody here is in a rank, but it's Tom and Jerry, Sonic Underground, Mummies Alive, Animaniacs, The Magic Motherfucking School Bus, Ed, Ed and Eddie, Dexter's Lab, Powerpuff Girls, Scooby Doo, Where Are You, and Thundercats. Ho!
Oh, that was the shit.
I would just like to say, Powerpuff Girls is on my list, so
Yeah.
I don't know where people are talking about like any crap that like it's a girl show because like it's not a girl show. It was cool.
It's not a girl
Dude, okay, before Mark, you still working on your little list? Or you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, before you go ahead and get in the list, I just want to go ahead and say this. Powerpuff Girls, I'll never forget in middle school when I was in 7th grade. There was 2 girls I was cool with, and they were huge Powerpuff Girls fans. And there was these 2 asshole boys that always made fun of them. And I remember leaning in and telling them, I'm like, don't let them bother you about that. I'm like, I really enjoy the show too. They're like, see, whatever. Let's just say I committed suicide basically with that one. Dumb motherfuckers did not let that shit down.
Of course.
Until one day I had enough, especially shit got physical, and I stood up against them, and ever since then, they never bothered me again. But, oh man. I got into Pop-Up Girls because, again, I was in weekend sick. They had a Pop-Up Girl marathon. I watched the shit out of it. I was like, all right, this is not what I thought it was going to be. All girly girls, unicorns, and no, it's just straight 3 super powered girls who are just straight up kicking ass left and right.
And I want to throw this out. They also had a transgender character.
Yeah, him.
You know, way ahead of their time. Yep. I want to throw that out there.
And then how about what was her name? It wasn't Medusa, it was Sedusa. And every time Mojo Jojo came up, I couldn't even because I was a huge
Jojo.
I love to watch Austin Powers, and I'll never forget my Mojo. And dude, when every time I see Mojo Jojo comes up, I was like, my Mojo, I lost my Mojo. Oh man, along with oh god, so you had him, Sedusa, Mojo Jojo, the Rowdy Rough Boys, remember them?
That was a shit. I fuck with them.
And several
The
other
green
villains.
one was my favorite.
Who?
The green one was my favorite Rowdy Rough Boy.
Dude, and they had like weird
names.
fucking names too. It was like, oh fuck, like Terrence, Clance, and they're like, yo, what? And Craig. It was like, yo, we got these old ass names for like 1930 names, bro. Come on now. But Mark, what are your top 10?
Lightning round, Mark. Go ahead.
All right. This was tough. I think I have more than 10. I also had to separate
So
it with cartoons and live action shows. So here we go. We'll start with cartoons. Jimmy Neutron, Fairly Odd Parents, SpongeBob, Doug, Arthur, Hey Arnold, Yu-Gi-Oh, Rugrats, The Wild Thornberrys, Powderpuff Girls, Codename Kids Next Door, Rocco's Modern Life, Recess, and DuckTales.
oh shit,
DuckTales.
I forgot about
Woo!
DuckTales. That
Everybody
shit was
forgets about
fire.
DuckTales, but they're so
Dude,
good.
DuckTales and Wingtails, bro.
Yeah.
Mhm. And
Oh,
then live action, we got Boy Meets World, Saved by the Well, Reading Rainbow, Power Rangers, Full House, Between the Lines, Sesame Street, Keenan and Kel, Drake and Josh, all that, Zaboomafoo, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, and I loved Barney as a kid, so I'm just gonna throw Barney in there too. But
You know
that's
what?
it.
I respect that.
I
I watched
respect that.
Barney all when I was a fucking kid. So hell
Mhm.
yeah.
From what I was told, I used to watch Barney, but both my mother and my father said as soon as I started watching it was as soon as I grew out of it.
Interesting.
Like they said, you watched Barney, but then the next time it was like you were done with it. It was like you watched Barney one year, and the next after that you were done with it. You hated Barney, you couldn't stand it. You were on some other shit.
Right.
Oh, Bill Nye the Science Guy too, when we had a sub.
Oh
Oh yeah,
yeah.
wasn't he on like ABC Family or
Yeah,
NBC?
yeah. Now he's pretty more mainstream.
Yeah,
Um, the big comfy couch too. That was also on.
Oh, that was the
with
shit.
Lunette the Clown. That was my cousin's. I remember as kids that was my cousin's show. The Big Comfy Couch. I remember we never called it by the full name. We never called it by the Big Comfy Couch. We just called it Lunette the Clown Show,
Yep,
even though that
yep.
wasn't a name.
Same. We were just like, when's the clown show gonna come on?
Hey,
I'm
do y'all want to do honorable mentions too?
honorable mentions. Yeah, I'll go ahead. For my honorable mentions, I'm still gonna stick to cartoons. Was Dragon Ball Z. Uh,
Ah,
just because, like, yeah, it made a huge impact in my life as a kid. Not a huge impact in my life as a kid, but I just hated how it just 15 episodes just to get through one fight. I just couldn't stand that anymore. Um, Another honorable mention is um, Codename Kids Next Door. I remember watching that and did liking it, but it wasn't gonna hit my top 10, along with SpongeBob as well. But then again, when SpongeBob was coming out, I was already in high school, and I was just like catching it every now and then.
That's weird. So weird, dude.
all right, Mark. Do you have any honorable mentions?
Uh, Chippendales was a pretty good honorable mention.
Fuck!
Yeah,
Love Chippendales.
that shit
They're
was
my
fire.
boys. I just love their charisma. Still got charisma. Winnie the Pooh is a classic. Still love that guy. Doesn't wear no pants nation. And Caillou. I watched Caillou as a little bit as a kid.
I
Oh,
fuck with Kai.
I hate
and
Caillou.
I forgot Dragon Tales. Dragon Tales.
Oh, Dragon Tales was the
Shit.
shit. Woo! I used to love that shit.
I never
Damn, it
realized
was
PBS shows I watched though. They were so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
yeah. They killed it.
We need to get their programming better somehow. 'Cause that's
We need to fund them now. Let's just
that's
all
a public
donate money.
service. They're a
Right.
public service, honestly.
yep, they are
I
impacting
would
childhood lives left and right.
let's have them get a streaming service that's only educational
I think
shows.
they
and
do,
fun
bro.
shows. Is it free?
I'm pretty positive they do have a streaming service. Hold
I-
on.
We need to do some research.
If they do, we need to support them. And
Oh, I am
Go ahead,
curious
Mark.
because it's transcended. How do we feel about The Simpsons?
I mean, I used to watch The Simpsons a lot as a kid, but it's just one of
Same.
those things where it's legendary, but is it like my top cartoon to watch? Not really. You know?
Isn't that funny? How it's like it's legendary, but it's not your top cartoons.
It's
Yeah.
I want to say when D came up with this topic, I just want to say it was mainly focused on childhood cartoons, and Simpsons was part of our childhood, all of our childhoods, I would say. But the fact that
Yeah.
it wasn't a child cartoon, their
Nah,
main focus were teenagers and adults.
right.
True.
But to answer your question, PBS does have a video app, and you could literally stream 4,000 plus PBS shows along with local shows on there.
You know what? Hey, put that in the description. Fuck, we supporting PBS right now.
100%.
Team PBS. Let's
Alright.
go.
So you can literally download this and watch it on your iOS, Android, Roku, Samsung TVs, Apple TV, Android TV, Amazon Fire TV, and Chromecast. And they're literally free.
Damn. We just gave them good advertisement, and I respect it.
But let me see. Boom, boom, boom. Because you could binge watch shows. What is
Yes.
Passport? I think this is their. You gotta pay yeah, added membership benefits, more quality PBS programming. Yeah, if you become a member, I guess you get more and more shows to watch. $5 a month.
That's not bad.
Yeah, PBS Passport is an added benefit available to donors in the United States that contribute an annual tax-deductible gift of $60 or more, or an ongoing gift of $5 per month as a sustaining member. So you don't even have to fucking pay, but you get a tax-deductible if you do.
Yeah, you can if you want to.
This is why I like PBS, man. They on top of it. But I'm about to go with my honorable mentions. I have two.
Yeah,
All right, so Johnny Test.
it's a pretty good one.
Yeah. And there was a show on Nickelodeon that I like that's super underrated that I don't think anybody really heard of. But it's called 100 D's for Eddie McDowd. That was my shit. Have you all ever heard of that?
No,
No.
I'm interested though. It sounds cool.
All right. Well, I haven't seen it in a long time, but I believe that the show was pretty much based upon this family household. One of the brothers was doing like some bad shit, and he got turned into a dog. And in order for him to change back to like a human being, he has to do 100 good deeds as a dog in order to become a human again.
Interesting.
And it was fire.
Okay.
I don't know how many seasons they had, but it's one of those like legendary Nickelodeon shows that people haven't really seen much.
I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah.
Yo,
But yeah, that's my honorable mention.
I am still on the PBS site.
I know.
And-
I was so keen looking at the app, and I was like, they have so much good programming.
Dude, there is they have an episode. Dave Chappelle, the Kennedy Center Mark Twain Prize. This is this is like another stand-up that he did for PBS.
Oh my god,
Bro, I'm gonna have to watch this. It's an hour and
Would you
26 minutes long.
You guys get like PBS Chicago programming, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we get the SoCal one. It's obviously there's like a lot about acting and food and stuff, but it's just so good. It's also like all these shows I remember watching like recently, and I'm just like, these are such good shows. I want to watch the whole season right now.
Right.
Dude, I'm going through it too as well. I'm like, yo, I gotta check this out.
Let's end our episode and say go out and watch PBS and support live and local programming, guys, because that's what you do when you're old and you realize that you appreciate good art and good information that's unbiased.
Oh yeah.
Right. And they've been consistent for decades.
For a minute, yeah.
Yeah.
Putting out quality work. You learn a lot from them. So, damn, this just came into a straight PBS promotion. But yeah. Get the app. Get everything that they got going on. Support them. because they killed it.
Oh yeah, I'm still.
And support me on Wednesday, February
Yes.
26th, and the World Series of Comedy, Santa Cruz, California, and online.
That's right. And if you can't support PBS and Mark, just support Mark. That's okay.
And support me by leaving comments. Comments in our
Description.
this
5-star reviews, emails, hate mails, regular mail.
Right. Any mail.
Any publicity is good publicity. Come on, y'all, help us out here.
Exactly.
This has been Incompetent Nerds. You guys have a wonderful night.
Peace.
Peace.